All right, big group leaders, hey, thanks so much for all you've been doing the last few weeks. I feel like the new setup has been going really, really well, and that's because of your leadership and your ownership of your different stations and your groups. And so just thanks for how you're investing in these students. Hey, I just want to let you know what's going on tonight because things are going to be a little bit different. So big groups are actually going to happen during the lesson time, during the message time. So I'm going to preach tonight for probably about 10 to 12 minutes. And then really we're going to spend some time tonight praying for Dodgeball Night and for the event. And so, and actually that's what I'm going to be preaching about, is just kind of prayer and God's heartbeat behind that. And so during the message, at some point, I'm going to have everyone split up into their big groups so that you all can pray together. And every few minutes, I'm going to give you something new to pray for. So here's how it's going to work. I'm going to preach for about 10 to 12 minutes. I'm going to have everyone just in their chair right where they're at, just pray for something specific, which I'll share in the message. After that, I'm going to say, hey, everyone, we're going to split up into our big groups now, but we're not going to go to our normal places. We're all going to stay kind of right here where everyone is. So I'll direct you where to go. Everyone's going to pretty much be right around the chairs. And then I'm just going to give a couple things to pray for. The first thing I'm going to have y'all pray for is for courage. Is for all the students to have courage to make the ask over the next week or so. To pray that God would give them courage to ask a friend, ask someone that they know needs to be at Dodgeball, they know needs to hear the gospel, and for God to give them courage. And so when I turn it over to you, you're going to have your group huddled up together, and you may just say, hey guys, I want you to know I'm proud of you. And just like Stephen said, I know it's hard sometimes to ask someone about spiritual things or to invite them to something, but I want to encourage you, man, to ask God for some courage and ask him. He wants to put his courage inside of you to have boldness for your faith. And so, split up into groups of 2 or 3, and y'all pray for each other. God, I pray to give them courage, give them boldness to ask. And then when y'all's group is done, what you would do is just pray for courage over the group. When everyone's done, you say, hey, God, I just pray for all these students and for your courage to be on them this week as they make the ask that their friend would come to something like this at church. And then the next thing I'm going to say is, hey, let's pray for 2 specific people. Pray for 2 specific people that you want to bring to Dodgeball. And so when I turn it over to you, what you would do as a group leader is you would say, hey guys, listen, y'all just heard from Stephen. The goal is that everyone is going to ask at least 2 people this week to come to Dodgeball with them. And so I want to encourage you to do that. I want you to be praying for those 2 people all week. And I want them for you to ask them tomorrow at school, hey, would you come to Dodgeball with me? And they may say no. And if they say no, ask them again on Monday. Pray for them all weekend. And then on Monday say, hey, listen, I know you said you couldn't, but I just want to ask you one more time. Would you want to come to Dodgeball with me? And then just say, all right, guys, I want you to pray for those people. So then they would split up into groups of 2, groups of 3, and pray specifically for those 2 people that they want to invite to Dodgeball. And we'll do the same thing with the last one, which we're just going to pray for the event, for open hearts, open minds. You can just encourage them based on what I say, and then you'll have them each pray together in small groups. And then when they're all done in their little small groups, you will pray over the whole group. So I hope that makes sense. So when we're done tonight with the message time, we won't do another big group thing. We'll be done about 7:30, 7:40. And then we'll just let students kind of hang out. We'll turn some music on or whatever. So big groups are going to kind of happen within the message time this week. So it's going to be a little different. Hey, stay tuned because I'll send something out over the next couple of days about how you can help next week with the Dodgeball event. It's going to be awesome. I'm so looking forward to it. We'll need a lot of help, and I'll have a specific area for each of you to help with refereeing, with registration, with counseling, and managing brackets. There's going to be a lot of things that we need. So anyway, thanks for what you're doing. If you have any questions about how tonight's supposed to go, please send me a text and or just get here early and catch me, and I'll get you up to speed. So love you guys. See you in a few hours.